See, you're responding to too many distractions. You're competing with things and do divine purpose. You in confrontation with people who don't even know who you are. They don't even know who they are. And now, because they don't know who they are and you don't know who you are, on a personal level, that will become a very major expression as it relates to God's corporate plan and purpose. So, if you're to become clear in this next season, then you got to submit. But here's the key to it all. Although your assignment is personal, it's not about you. Even though God has called you to a special place, a place he's prepared just for you for such a time as this, that one-of-a-kind, custom design vision God has placed on your heart is not actually about you at all. Look at Genesis 42:9. Genesis 42:9. And Joseph remembered the dreams which he dreamed of them. The more Joseph shared his dreams with his brothers, the Bible says the more they hated him, but he was dreaming about them. Here's the key. Your assignment is about God's eternal purpose on the earth. It has to do with the eons of history that have come before you, sold him into slavery. He was taken to the land of Egypt where he was sold into his destiny. In order for Joseph to fulfill his divine assignment, he needed to be repositioned. God was fulfilling his work, was headed for the seat of authority in Pharaoh's palace. Joseph was on assignment. And although he was faithful and obedient, let me help some of you who've been doing all you know. Although Joseph was faithful and obedient, although he never missed it, he could not bypass the depths of the pit, the bondage or slavery or the years in prison. They were all a part of his preparation. Even while Joseph was in prison, God's hand was upon him. Isn't it marvelous how God can keep you in the most difficult place in your life, the most difficult time and environments? That his hand, some of y'all need a blessing, his hand. You had all kind of crazy stuff going on around you, but his hand was on you. You know, it's for some of you, it's been like an insane asylum. And you've been right there in the midst. How do you walk out and you ain't nutty? Because the hand of God. Wherever the hand of God leads you, the hand of God will sustain you. Wherever he puts you, he'll give you grace to come out of that place. He'll let you go through the fire, come out not slaughtered. He'll journey for 40 years in the wilderness and your shoes not wear out. Y'all ain't talking to me. He'll let you go through the floods and you don't know how to swim, but you made it to shore without a life jacket. How many of you know that you've escaped some things that you should not have escaped under normal circumstances? But because you had the supernatural hand of God on your life preserving you. I'm trying to encourage somebody right now. I'm trying to help you understand that where you are right now that disturbs you because you got the hand of God on you. and you're submitted to God, you're going to come through this. Even while Joseph was in prison, God was working. He experienced divine favor in every place he found himself. When the appointed time for Joseph to step into his seat arrived, he was in position, aligned in godly order. He was ready. In the span of one day, hear me, after all Joseph had gone through, in the span of one day, Joseph was called out of and became the second most powerful person in the world. Joseph took his place at the right so God could fulfill his promise to Abraham back in Genesis 15. Joseph was working out an eternal purpose bigger than his own individual destiny. Joseph's destiny was much greater than God's purpose for him personally. God chose Joseph for a divine purpose that was connected from eternity past all the way forward to the end of time. And that's how God sees your life. That's how he sees my life. That's how he sees our life. God sees that what we're dealing with now is connected with all of eternity. And this is what God had in mind when he designed and designated his divine assignment to you. God is always thinking from a foreordained perspective based on the book he wrote about you before you were formed and came to exist in the flesh. God is working out your foreordained purpose in conjunction with the divine assignments of others who have come before and will come after. And this is what we see played out in the life of Joseph. God fulfilled the eternal purpose. I need to encourage somebody because, there's some things that, healings you've been waiting on. But every time you see your doctor, the doctor's pointing out something else wrong with you. Ready to write another prescription. Oh, my gracious. And sometimes you can actually feel your body acting out. But I came to tell you, even all of that is going to reveal the glory of God. You know, God has to counsel out all of your human help. He has to let try all of the stuff that he knew from the very beginning would not bring and take the medication. But I came to tell you there's a balm in Gilead, and when the